Warning: if you're faint of heart or easily offended, this show is not for you.
Hey guys, Nik here. I wanted to take a second, ask you for a favor. Look, if you love this show, if you love the content, you like these interviews, hit the subscribe button. We have way more people watching than we do subbing. And it's really important to this show. It's important to the longevity of this show. If you hit that like button, let's outdo YouTube. Let's tell YouTube that you love this show. So sub this show. Take a second. If you're watching an episode, please hit the like button. It really helps out, and then we'll keep putting this out for you. All right? I appreciate it, and thank you. All right, this is the Nik Vertucci Show. I am Nik Vertucci, and I am here with Nik Airball. Nik, what's up? This is your second or third appearance here on the show. How are you?
Good. How are you?
We are running behind because you degen till 5 in the morning. Today is what's today? Saturday the 2nd, and we're recording this. And you played last night, our Friday show. You played till 5 a.m. and how'd you do?
110K, so broke even.
Oh my God! After all that, you were up. The session before I think you won like 50. But the whole topic here today that I'm going to start with is you're on a bit of a downswing, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How big of a downswing are you? Are you willing to tell people how down you've gone since you've been up?
Yeah, I think like depends on how you look at it, but like I would say it's like, around 8 million.
8 million. Now, a lot of people don't believe, and I'm going to confirm it again, because the number one question you always get is, where does Nik get his money, right? You even mentioned that like lately, someone said that, right? It happens all over the internet. People ask you, is the majority of the money that you lost, that 8 million, was that money you won in poker?
Yeah, some of it, a good amount.
Yeah, because I know you went on when we first started the show, you went on a huge heater for how long was it? Was it over a year?
I don't know. I was running good for a while though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of like comes in waves. You run good for a little bit, then you run like terrible for a little bit.
Did you realize when you were doing so good that it could go down this quick and that you could experience this type of variance? Did you understand that yet, since you were new to poker?
Yeah, I mean, but to be honest, like the downswing I'm on, it's kind of like, it sounds really bad, but the games have been really big, so it's not like, as to me at least, it's not. I don't think it's as like crazy as it sounds. I mean, like recently the PLO games, like they're playing like 1,000, 2,000 on average as blinds. Like,
I get it. I know that could be dusted quick. I get that, but it's just a matter of what your bankroll is. I mean, if I don't know what your bankroll is, but if you have a bankroll of 10 million and you lose 8 million, it's kind of a big deal. I don't care how big the games are playing. I don't know what your bankroll is. I'm just telling you, like, it seems like unless you have I can't buy that you have had a bankroll of like 20, 30 million. Would I be right saying that?
No, but it's yeah, I mean, it's definitely been significant, but it's also, to me, it's not really been as much about like the money. It's been a lot more about like the emotional pain of just losing a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's just like, it's not as fun. It hasn't been as fun to play like when it's just been like every day getting your head smashed in and like feeling like you're never going to win is like not as fun. But I don't know. It's like, yeah, that's the biggest struggle. Like, just feeling like when you get there to the casino, if you feel like you're already going to lose, like it's not that fun to be there.
Well, I'm not going to bring it to me, but I'm feeling the same thing. I don't play at those stakes you play. I don't want to. I don't have any interest in it. I'm in a different part of my life, but I'm watching you, and I know the feeling because I'm going through it at another level. And I know a lot of people don't believe it. It's kind of always about the money, but it's more about like what you said. It's like you just feel like you're just being abused and you can't win, and it's discouraging. And let's face it, it's just not as fun when you don't win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's also just not fun when you feel like you're gonna make the wrong decision always, and like if you make the right decision, you're not gonna it's not gonna work out. Like it's just frustrating.
Well, that's because when you're losing, you just always feel it's going to be wrong.
Yeah,
that's right now too. Like you just, yeah, you feel like you can't make a right decision, and you're not going to make it. And even if you flop the stone nuts, when you're really on a downswing, you're just thinking, how am I going to lose this hand? Because something's going to happen, right? And when you're on a heater, you're just like, oh man, I'm going to get as much in as I can. I'm going to punish this fucker, right? And a lot of people that, the poker players that have played a long time, they know what we're talking about. Did you at any point did you get, when you were sun running, did you get overconfident where you thought you were actually really better than you are? Because a lot of players go through that where they actually get a messiah complex with this, let's face it, the king of LA shit.
Yeah, definitely probably was overconfident at one point. But I mean, I think it's also when you're running good, you're playing really good, so a lot of that confidence is warranted. I do think there was a point in time where I was playing really, really, really good, and I don't think I'm playing that good right now. But I also think it comes in waves, and just try not to let it bother me too much.
So yeah, I understand. So you've made some adjustments. We haven't talked about it, but I've seen some adjustments when I'm watching you play. You're taking a little bit of heat about your VPIP these days, a little bit.
I don't know.
Who cares? I know. What I'm saying is you have adjusted. You're not playing as wide.
Yeah, I'm trying to play a little bit. I mean, part of it is getting crushed. You want to play a little tighter or whatever, just to get your feet back beneath you. But yeah, part of it also is just you go for big bluffs with dusty hands, and everyone calls you an idiot. So maybe no more,
right.
Not as much going for big bluffs with dusty hands. It's your only reward is being called an idiot.
What's that?
I said no more going for big bluffs as often with dust hands, offsuit pieces of shit.
Confidence isn't there, right?
Yeah, but also what the only reward is you just get people are just what a stupid bluff. So whatever, not even gonna try.
Do you? I've often talked to you about this. Do you? I know you're young. I don't know. I guess you're 27. Do you? Do you ever feel like maybe you're playing too much?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right. Can you not stop yourself?
I mean, yeah, but I'm also it's weird. That's actually good. This is an interesting topic because I've been thinking about this, and me and Ishan have been kind of arguing about it.
And I want to ask Brent something. Brent, can you hear Nick real well? Because sometimes on my end, I never hear it that good. Are we good on audio? I think we are. Nick, just make sure you talk.
Yeah, we're set. It's good.
Okay, just make sure you talk loud, Nick.
Okay,
go ahead. Yeah.
I do think a break would be healthy, but I also don't want to take a break because I'm still having fun despite sometimes not having fun, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it, but
I know I think I could try to take a shot at it.
Yeah.
If you take a break, you're too bored. You just can't do it. You need the stimulation, the action. But instead of taking a break, have you ever considered playing less? Not take a long break, which would probably be really good for you, to be honest with you. But if you don't have it in you to do it because you just got to play, have you ever thought of just I don't know, Nick, I could tell you that every stream you played, when you're not on playing on the stream, I've seen you in the casino playing. I've seen you in the casino trying to get into the stream that you're not playing. I know you play on 2 or 3 different online deals that you play. We don't have to get into it. I see you sometimes playing that while you're playing poker out in the pit and you're on your phone. So I guess what I'm saying is that's where maybe the break could be. For me, and you're not me. I'm way older than you. I got kids, all that stuff. So you can't compare. You're a young kid. You got tons more energy. But even for me, I play 2 times a week, and if I play 3, that's a lot for me now. Especially when I'm on my downswing, because then it's just more punishment. But and I used to do this, so I guess it's just dumb to even talk about. But maybe not stay till 5 in the morning. Maybe I'm just saying a healthier version of what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not gonna play poker today, so that's.
Is there a game?
My intention is not to play.
Is there a game?
Yeah, there's like 2 games that I could go to, but I decided
Okay.
not to
All
go.
right. All right. So there you go.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm trying, but I also am like gonna go back to sleep after this, and then when I get up at like 5 in the afternoon, I'm probably gonna be like, "Where's the
What am
game?"
I? Where's and your wife works at night.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So you're gonna go play.
No, I'm not gonna play today. Today I have dinner plans, I think, and then I'll just relax
Who you have
maybe.
dinner plans with?
Ishan and Dentist Dave.
Nice. Okay. Where are you gonna
Yeah.
go?
Matsuhisa sushi.
Nice. How did Dennis Dave wind up? He wasn't looking too good when the stream ended.
Yeah, he got whacked. I think he lost like 115 or 130 or I don't know, something
Total.
around there. Yeah.
Got it.
He ran
Yeah.
really bad. I mean, like the one he finally straddled all in for like 5,500 or whatever he had left, and then he wakes up with queens, but Stanley has kings. Like,
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
like, I could relate to that a lot. You know, like when I'm sure
So
you
can
could
I, bro.
too. Like when you see
So can
that, just like
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Or, like,
go ahead.
I turned to gut shot versus him to stack him or stuff like stuff like that where I was like he ran bad and I felt bad seeing it.
Yeah. This last Thursday, just that little piddly old 10, 20, 40, 80 that we play. I think I won like 15 or 16,000, and literally they posted on their Nick's biggest win since July 23rd.
Yeah, I
Like
saw
I
that. It's
literally
funny.
can't fucking win, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. But anyways, this isn't about me, it's about you, but I can relate. And so that's why I'm asking these questions, because I just find it the most interesting topic with poker, because it's such a mental grind to be
Mhm.
able to stay in poker and to sustain these type of dips and how to do it emotionally, financially, mentally. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on. You're not Busto, are you?
No. still have chips.
You still have chips? Hey,
Still
while
have
you still got
chips.
chips, you're still game, baby. I
Yeah.
love it. What was if you had to, and maybe you don't know, all these are just stuff I came up with yesterday. Do you have like one of your highest points in poker, and then do you have a lowest point? Can you in your head remember like when you felt like you were at the king of the, like just the king of the mountain? Maybe it was in a particular game, a hand, a certain season, or the same thing for a low point.
Yeah, sure. So I mean the high point I feel like it's too hard to like find. Like the high point was probably like 3 a.m. when it's 3-handed, and I was just like battling with people, and like that was probably the high point, or something like that. But the low point probably was the loss to like losing to Berkey for sure. I think
That was tough on you
that's gotta have been
emotionally.
the lowest. What?
That was tough on you emotionally, financially. Yeah.
Emotionally, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it sucks to lose $1 million, but mostly it was just like, sucks to lose.
Yeah, no, totally. And I think you went into that not realizing how, I guess, heads up is just a different animal. I mean, you had no experience in it. What made you think? Was it just that you were running so good? What made you think you can go into a heads up match with really no heads up experience, very little heads up training that you really got kind of like right before, and think you could like actually go into that environment and win? I mean, Matt, to his credit's been around 20 years. He is studied, he knows how to play poker. What made you think you could pull that off?
No, I mean, I play a lot of poker. I still think that like it was a fine spot, and I mean, I just think that it
But you
was an
thought you were going to
unfortunate-
win.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did think so. I mean, when I talked to you, I'm like, how's this kid so confident? Like, you were like, no, I'm going to win. That's
yeah,
good.
I mean, I feel confident that by the end of the match, I was winning in theory against him, even though I lost the match. So I mean, it's just like it's kind of like any like it's like when you take a shot in a new game or whatever. It's just kind of like that. It was just
No, it's good. I mean, believe me, man, it takes a lot of balls. I'm not dragging you at all. That's the chip or the lack of chip that you have to be able to do what you're doing in poker at the level you're doing it, because you have whatever it takes to be able to sustain that type of emotional beating and keep playing and keep playing. A lot of people can't do that. I could tell you right now, I couldn't do that. I'm too emotional. I could not play at those hours, that level, and take those type of dips. I mean, even me, the money like isn't a real factor at the level I play. because I play just to compete, to play, to fun. But I don't know how you do it, man. So there's something in there that you have that that I guess you have to do what you're doing, right?
Yeah, maybe a little crazy.
Yeah. You're probably a couple donuts short of a dozen. But here's the thing. So, do you think you can sustain this though over time with like your health, your bankroll, you got a wife, like you might have kids?
Oh, I mean, it's definitely not like a sustainable lifestyle, just like health and time allocation wise. But right now, I have like the flexibility in my schedule to kind of live it, so I'm enjoying it and living it.
This
But I
is
mean,
your
it's
phase.
obviously
It's a
not.
phase. Like you're gonna probably always play poker, but
It's a season, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
like
a
a
certain
season. Like
season.
right now is to play all the time and enjoy the swings and chase the high
And
kind
I
of
guess
season.
besides like your wife and any personal stuff, poker kind of is your life. Do you
Yeah.
regret ever making that pivot when you walked away from investment banking? Has there ever been a regret?
No, I mean I've enjoyed it
You
and
have
I'm
no
still
desire.
enjoying it. Even getting my
Would
face
you ever
smashed
go
in,
back to that
I'm still
life?
enjoying it.
No way.
No. My sleep schedule right now is go to bed at 8 a.m., wake up at 5 p.m. So
I'm
no,
impressed
there's
just
really no
listening to that.
chance.
Isn't that weird? I don't
Why?
know. I don't know.
It's
I'm
fine.
just saying, like, even hearing that, I'm like, oh man, I just couldn't do that. I would just feel, I don't know. I'd feel backwards. I couldn't do it.
It's a
That's why you're
weird sleep
special
schedule.
for this, I guess. So what do you think as far as poker, what do you think the best thing in poker is and the worst thing that you've experienced since you've been in like the poker industry? Like what are some of the best things that you find out of it and then some of the worst things that you've kind of come to the conclusion is there?
I mean, in some sense, like I think the answers are the same. Like the people have been like the highs and the lows. Like you meet like great people, fun people, interesting people. You know, some super cool businessmen and just like friends that I made for life. But also at the same time, then you also have people who are just like super negative and mean and
Yeah.
whatever and vindictive, and that's like the other side of the coin. So I think those have been like the most the best parts and the worst parts
Were
have been
you
the same
shocked
kind of
by
thing.
the politics in poker as you were coming like up through this?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I think it feels somewhat normal because you kind of like get used to it. But I feel like if you were to explain the politics to like some random person, they would just be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like it's so ridiculous. I mean, I've had friends or whatever just like stop playing poker because the politics were too much, or like it's too much of a hassle, or just whatever. And it's a different like aspect of poker that people don't even realize
Yeah, unless
exists.
you're really in the poker industry and you're playing a lot, like I don't think they really understand the politics in poker, whether it's on
Mm-hmm.
the casino floor, a private game on the casino floor, private game in a home, a stream, just so many things. Even for myself, over the last 2
Yeah.
years, just running the Hustler stream has just like been crazy, and the biggest challenges have been just the players, just really the players, the
Mm-hmm.
relationships, the people are friends, then they're beefing. This person won't play with this person. Well, if this person brings this person, they can play. Like it's crazy, man. And even putting together like big games, like everyone has a different perception of like who's a fish, who's a great player, and it's just really tough to navigate. Do you have any regrets since you started, like that you would change from the time you started really taking this serious and playing full time till now that you would do different?
Mm, I think there's like maybe like a more ideal
Approach?
schedule or something that I could have been on that might have been better. But I mean, overall, no, because I feel like every decision I made or whatever in the moment has I've enjoyed it, and it's the results kind of like the results should I don't think should impact like whether or not I'm satisfied with my decision making, and that means like not just asking poker hands, but like just like what I'm doing or whatever day to day. So overall, no, I don't really feel like I have any
Okay, I get
regrets.
it. everything's I guess a lesson learned. What do you think? Is there a lesson or a big lesson that you learned through this that you won't do again, or that you learned to do differently? Is there anything you can think of? Same thing. Because
yeah, I mean, I think like I'm trying to think like if there's something specific that stands out, but I mean, I don't know. I guess like one thing that I kind of learned was, I mean, I guess as you when you want a big rise and then like a big public like fall or whatever, like I feel like you find out like who your friends are. So that's one thing that you learn. Like you figure out who's like really your friend and who's just kind of like along for the upside of the ride.
So you're
or
saying
whatever.
that through this, when you were sun running and you were up millions and millions of dollars and kind of going all around pimping around, you had more of an entourage. You had people that wanted to hang, and then when things started going south, they distanced themselves. I mean, is that a true statement? Really?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Want it to say who? No, I know you don't. I won't make you do that. No, of course not. I'm just screwing around. I know most of it. I think the ups, downs, the whatever.
I think so too.
Let me see. I'm not going to ask you that because then you'll have to name a name. So I'm not going to do it. But I can ask you this: who's your favorite person to play with? Because why? And the worst. Like you got to name the worst. Like I don't ever want to be at the table with this person, and I wish this person's at my table every time I play. Who would it be?
My favorite probably like Charles or
Right.
Professor, one of them.
Where does the Professor come from?
I play
bro?
so much with bro. He's been around. He
He's
just
so
hasn't
special.
been on stream. So Professor for like the last I don't even know year or something. I've told him he should play on stream, and he said he's like no stream. Like he tried, like he had played at the Live at the Bike or whatever a couple times because he would go there because that's like where like I don't know all like for some reason all the Chinese people in LA start at the Bike. I don't know why. I think maybe it's because they have big baccarat or something, and so like it's kind of like where they start at. So he had played on that live stream, and he didn't like playing on it. Like he just thought it was like it's not his thing. So he was like, he always said no, no, no. Even though like me and Charles would play every week on Hustler, and then finally we got him for the PLO, and now that he's done it once, he's
having
in for
you can tell he's legit having a good time. Like he's having the time of his life.
Yeah, he loves it. He literally like we'll see him and he'll be on his phone like reading the comments, like looking at the live chat. Like he loves the like reading all that stuff and seeing people like get excited about it.
Yeah, he's really naturally really funny. Like really funny. Like I see you're laughing usually the whole time you're playing. I'm laughing watching, just from watching, on the TV and stuff. He's just hysterical. We're making shirts that says that's me. So they're gonna be out.
It's impressive. It's impressive too how funny he is considering that English is his second language.
Yeah, no, he's definitely something. We're glad to have him. I
mean, he's made That's Me a very.
We're literally making shirts saying that's me. So, it's amazing. How about the worst person that you just like? Hey man, I don't want this person at my table. I don't care if they're plus EV. I don't care if they're mine. Just fuck that. Come on, man, bring it.
Okay, Brandon Adams.
Brandon Adams. Who's Brandon Adams? Has he played on the stream?
He's like a.
Has he played on the stream?
Pro. No, I played with them once.
He's never played. I don't even know who it is. Why?
He's in Vegas Pro. I can't say because it's going to be on the next season of No Gamble No Future, but I got in a pretty big fight with him.
Something like that. We'll see it.
The game.
Speaking of fights,
you'll see.
What did you think about the big bet poker fight with Austin and Jason?
I mean,
crazy, right?
Yikes!
That's even above your pay grade.
Yikes! Yikes! Yeah, that's a real fight. Like that's not something I want to ever be a part of at the poker table, and I think it's. I'm surprised they let it get that far, and yeah, it was not. I don't think that's good for poker in any way. Like I think that's very bad for poker. Like that clip was going all around, on Twitter. I think that's horrible for like poker in general and bringing people to the game.
I don't think they realized in the moment how bad it was going to be, and they went a little too far, of course, and it was horrible. It was horrible. It was not good for poker, not good for them, not good for anyone. You played there one time or twice? How many times? What'd you think of it?
Once.
Don't matter what you say. I'm just because I've never been in the studio. What did you think of the studio, the process, the game, everything? What'd you think? I mean, you're our guy, hustler guy. What's the feedback?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess the caveat to this is like I went on their second stream or whatever, so it's still early, and I'm sure they have different systems in place now. But it was challenging to get chips. I remember being very frustrated
Is that
going
right?
into the game because me and Charles got there early, and it took forever
What
to get
was the
chips.
hang up?
Forever. I don't know. It just took forever. Like we were told to bring like small chips from the Ario or cash, and we had both, and it was just the game got delayed because
Crazy.
I was
It's
just
a casino, right? They have chips there. They just haven't seen that many chips in one place, or what?
I mean, I think to be honest, like all their big chips are like so clean. I'm sure I literally think that day that we played, that was the first time they might have broken out the 5Ks, and I know it's the first time they broke out the 25Ks was that day. The first time they used them. Yeah.
Oh.
So I mean, and then like the studio's like very dark, but it's big. It's whatever. I'm not a huge fan of like all the screens they have around it, but that's more like maybe that's just me. Like maybe that's just because I'm used to like playing like the Hustler setup or just like the normal setup. Like all the screens around it kind of like freaks me out a little bit. But other than that, it was fine. The game was fine. Like nothing too interesting, to be honest.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh man, I had a question for you on that. Oh, not a question. I was going to tell you in a couple of weeks we're going to have new chips at the Hustler from $100 up.
I heard.
It'll be nice because hundreds don't stack worth a shit.
No, they don't.
So, well, you guys don't even use hundreds anymore. So,
no, we still use them.
So that might not matter. But there's going to be new hundreds, 500s, thousands,
5,000s.
Oh my, yeah. So
are they going to be different colors, or are they doing the same colors?
Roughly the same colors, but different. I actually have them, but I wasn't allowed to show anyone for whatever reason or post them or anything. So they're going to be the same. They'll be in the same family of color, but they are different.
Interesting. Yeah, I kind of like that the Hustler has like its own colors. It feels like, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, no, it'll stick to the same theme.
Nice,
but just the colors will be just a little different, but in the same family, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I think of them yet either because they're different. But
have you felt the chips and stuff? Like, are they like nice?
No, I haven't. I've just seen a picture of them.
Okay.
So we'll see, man. But it's supposed to be really nice.
Maybe the new chips will turn our luck.
Fuck, dude, something, bro. We got a new. Well, listen, we'll have new chips, and in 2 weeks or less, we'll have a new table.
Okay, I'm not playing again until there's new chips.
Let's just start fresh. Let's start fresh. Let's call trackingpoker.com and say, can we just start fresh?
Yeah, delete all history.
Which, by the way, I don't know if this is going to be good, bad, or indifferent for them, but we have, as you know, we have a new Hustler app. And the Hustler app is being worked on right now. We're going to be like announcing it more, talking about it. You're going to be able to see everyone's stats from Tracking Poker. You're going to be able to, there might be some interaction with players, all sorts of stuff. We won't go into it now, but it's going to be pretty cool. So the Hustler Chat Pros and the Hustler family will have our own poker area. It'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, I've seen the beta of the app. It's cool.
Yeah. Okay, man, I told you this was going to be quick. And I also have to jump on a plane. I'm going to Vegas for Memorial Weekend. I'll come back Tuesday. So I just got a couple more things. It's really the simple closing shit, unless you have anything else. I was just going to say or ask you, what do you have a poker goal? Like, how do you see this 20 years from now? Like, what's your goal? Who do you want to be?
That's a good question. I don't know if I have a specific goal. I mean, to be honest, it's more about like, I look at it more short term than long term as of now. So like right now, my goal is just to play in fun big games and like enjoy the game and like enjoy being there, enjoy meeting the people. I don't really like have any like I don't care what my quote unquote like the memory of me is or legacy or whatever in poker is. To me, it's been fun for me, and it's been about like what I've got taken away from it rather than necessarily like what I think other people think of me within poker.
Well, if you had to bet, would you bet that you would be in poker 15 or 20 years from now, or would you bet you'd be out?
No, definitely not. I think I'll
In?
still be playing
Out?
poker, but I bet you I'll be out of poker like in a few. I don't think I think the amount I'm playing and stuff, like it's not sustainable at all. And I don't
No.
think it's like, but like right now, it's what I want to be doing. Like I want to play. Like right, even now, I'm sitting here. I'm like, well, I mean, there's a game in a few hours. I can just stay up and go play because I want to play. But I
Right.
also think that there's going to be like I also know my personality, and I'm very like I jump onto something for like a couple years, and I jump to the next thing, and I jump to the next thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years, like I wasn't, as interested in poker. Maybe like I'm get really back into golf, or maybe, I discover
Right.
something
But
new that
you'll
I really
always
want to do.
play, probably,
Yeah,
right? At
but I think I'll
some
always
level.
play.
Yeah, maybe just not like this.
Yeah, like maybe I'll just be playing like once or twice a week at Hustler, like that's it, or something like that,
Yeah.
or maybe once a
Yeah.
month or whatever. I don't know, but like I definitely envision it'll be different, but I also don't have any like intentions. Like it's not like I'm like, okay, 1 year I'm gonna play every day and then I'm not gonna play anymore. It's just like I'm just like right now I'm enjoying it. And if tomorrow I wake
Yeah.
up and I'm like, I don't feel like playing today, I'm just not gonna play. And if next week I just all week I don't feel like playing, I'm just not gonna play. But as of now, I feel like it, and so I am.
Good plan. All
Yeah.
right. Any final thoughts? I'm going to give them to you, and I'm going to let you get back to sleep. Listen, I appreciate you doing it. I wanted to do this before I left. You're accommodating me to do this, and going to bed at 5 a.m. I really do appreciate it.
Of
I've
course.
given you a few solids, so thank you. I think we go back and forth that way. But do you have any final thoughts? Anything you want to say to anyone out there? To anything?
No, I mean I think like
You want to go fuck yourself? Nothing. I'm
I,
just
I
kidding.
I guess my only thing I would say is like I wish there was sometimes with the stream and stuff, I wish that there was more positivity around it and less
Yeah.
negativity. I feel like sometimes, and like I'm sure this is just like this is just has something some of it has this feeling has to do with like just losing and feeling frustrated about that. But I feel like sometimes like there's a lot of negativity around the players, and instead of people in like I maybe this is just me like being optimistic about myself or whatever, but I feel like when I used to remember watching the streams a lot, like when I was like a poker fan, less more than a poker player, and I was always just like so happy for the stream, and like I thought it was so cool to see the players, and like whether or not I thought someone played well or not didn't play well or agreed with every decision they made was totally irrelevant of like my enjoyment of the stream. And
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like there's so much negativity around like the players, the plays, the hands and stuff that it's just not as it makes it less fun to play on stream when it just feels like people are just giving you negative responses. But then there's also like obviously like that's just online. I mean, obviously in person, there's a lot of like people like people are excited
Yeah.
about it, but you see the online stuff so much, and it can just be a little bit like deflating.
Yeah. So on that point, it's a very good thing to bring up. On that point, I still think, I'm not sure, but I still think that there's so many more people that really appreciate the stream and the players, but they're just normal
Mm-hmm.
and they just watch and they appreciate it, but that they're not as vigorous in giving their opinion as the percentage of people that are out there just to fuck with people and
For
to troll
sure.
them or to be negative and toxic. Look, we've had we've had female players that wouldn't come back because they read the
Mhm.
chat. They're like, I can't take this. This like
Yeah.
they're mean, right? And we do our best to like moderate it, but they do see it. And the same thing goes for everyone else. It's just like, think about this. You love, I won't name any names, but let's say you just love watching a player that's action as fuck, right? And you love watching them, but then you beat them up. Everyone beats them up for the plays or the whatever. And then, I won't name some players, but they stop coming or they were losing too much and they didn't want to be exposed and like dragged. And, so it's like really amazes me because I think that anyone who watches the show, even if they're negative, they love the show. They
I
love,
mean,
why do you think they're watching it? They love it.
yeah.
If you love it, be nice to it, right? Like be
Speaking
nice
of
to
like the criticism of people's play, like this like something like I used to feel like I wanted to play. Like I was on stream. This is how I used to feel. I used to be like, oh, on stream I want to like do crazy shit and like go for the big bluffs and like whatever, like because it's fun. People are watching, and off stream like I can play a little snugger. Now I
yeah,
feel the opposite. Now I feel like on stream I just want to play like solid. People are just like I don't want to read negative comments. I don't
I
want
know.
to feel like negativity. Like so I'm just gonna play solid, and then like off stream I can play how I want, which is like a
And
little more
you get dragged when you play solid too, right? Because you have been
yeah.
lately.
And
I'm
like
saying
that's the thing.
you
It's like
can't win.
you play like I've played 50% VPIP and played the 10-4 off and the queen 3 off and gone for the big
And
bluffs
you're a
and
donkey.
put in 100,000 with nothing and bluffed people and gotten caught and not gotten caught, and everyone's like, "You're an idiot. What the heck? Like, what a whale." And then you play solid and everyone's like, "What a nit." It's like,
Yeah,
well,
you can't win, right?
so it's a little bit that stuff's a little bit,
Yeah.
leaves a little bit of bad taste in your mouth. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And as you said, like the people who are commenting all the negativity, like it's funny. They still watch every single stream, and
Yeah, they
whether or not
just
they
get
want to
off
admit it,
on
they're
it
just
trying to
fans of the
be
show.
nastier. Yeah, they
Yeah.
get off on trying to be nastier than the next person for laughs and stuff. And I don't know. To me, it's just not that funny, especially when it's about somebody else on our stream that is important to us. And
I
we
mean,
want
the
to
thing that
protect.
people don't realize, and like obviously this isn't like it's not like tomorrow this is magically going to change, but like the chat's a big deterrent for players coming on the stream. So like I know like 2 or 3 guys who would be like sicker action than anyone who's been on the stream, like anyone.
Yeah.
But they literally won't play just because they don't want the live chat to be talking about them. And
Yeah.
like they've happened to watch the show with the chat on probably like the couple times they watched it, and they saw like all these negative comments and
Yeah.
whatever mean comments, and they were just like, wow, we don't want that being said about us, so they're not going to play. And
Totally.
like that kind of is like sucks, like the live chat is a deterrent for people playing on the show.
Yeah, I've been saying it for a long time. I wish it would stop. If you're listening and you're watching this and you're one of those people, like it's not good for poker. It's not good for the players. It's not good for the game. It's not good for seeing the players that are actually fun to watch. So, I mean, I don't know. If you're watching, it's up to you. But
Also, like just being positive about like giving positive feedback and being positive is so much more like enjoyable than giving negative feedback. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, in my experience, like typing in the chat, like, "Hey guys, like it's thanks for watching. It's super like fun to chat with them," and like that makes me feel good. And like or like commenting on a video, like, "Oh, this was cool" or whatever, like it makes you feel good. Whereas like when you comment something negative or you chat something negative or you go on a support call and you get upset or whatever, it never feels good to be like the one putting out negativity. So I don't know.
yeah, to each their own. It doesn't make sense to me either. We do have really good mods, and we do a lot better at it now, just to get rid of all the comments. If you're a constant, if you keep doing it, we just run you. Just run you. Just can't type in the chat, hide you from the channel, the whole thing. We try not to, because people always want to say, "Oh, free speech." It's not free speech. It's a dictatorship inside the chat. Okay, you be nice.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. So shout out to Jimmy Bluffett, to Dana Craven, to Kill Bluff. Who else is in there that I don't want to like insult? I'm sorry, I can't think of everyone, but our moderators are great. And
How are you feeling with your downswing? Are you feeling a little better?
That's only because you're asking. I'll talk, but because I didn't want to like make it about me. No one likes that. So, it's been really tough on me, man. Like I had a good first year plus. Your confidence is up when you're playing. You play better. You're running really good. I knew that my hands were going to hold up. I knew I was going to bink most of the time, right? You just knew it, and you just, you feel at top of the world. And then, I went on a little downswing, kind of took a break, came back, started grinding again. And I just can't get off the schneid. Like, it's just really weird. And then what happens is, you make some adjustments, and I like actually study more now than I ever have. And then, for me, like, and then it doesn't, and then you go there and people think this is an excuse, but when you're in a downswing and then you're card dead, like I've been card dead the last month, like really dealt out, like the last even few sessions. there was a couple sessions ago in the last few weeks that I literally should have lost like 30,000-40,000 a session, and like lost like a few K or 1K, because I'm just grinding my face off trying to really make the best decisions, but being dealt out, and then having the pressure of being dealt out and being dragged about your VPIP, right? Because people are dragging you about it, and you're being dealt out, and you're trying to be more careful because you're trying to work yourself out of this downswing. It's been a bitch, bro. Like I literally have, I rejuvenate after a couple days, and I'm like you. I'm like, oh, I want to play again. Okay, I'm gonna play again. I want to, but it's really hard to just go and just get fucking punched in the nose like on a regular. I don't know if you remember that hand from Santa. Like I had him 3 9s against some shitty ragged king, and we were going to the river, and I said, "Don't worry, it's coming, the king." And I got up and started taking my pack off, and the king came. And like you just know. Like I don't even know if that negative energy brings it or not, but you just know. And then the comments, I actually read the video on that. The comments was, "Oh, he knew it was coming. Confirms Jack 4 is true. He knew the king was coming." Like it's so stupid, you know. So yeah,
I mean,
I'm trying to hang in there, man, and you know, and I'm trying to keep it where, you know, that I don't play too much because I don't think I could play. I don't know if you're supposed to play out of it. I don't know if you're supposed to take a break. I really don't know, but it is no fun at all, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's tough. So we've texted a little bit because we know we're both in it and stuff, but it is what it is. It does turn around, you know, and you just have to be patient and not, you know, that most people don't stay in poker because they can't handle it.
Feels like it'll never end. That's
it does, man. It really does. Not guys, we're not trying to be negative out there. If you haven't been there, I'm telling you, it's really tough, especially if you're competitive, right? And and you know, and it's more fun if you win. So
it's like I mean, for me, obviously, like the financial like stuff matters. Like it hurts to lose the money. Like when you lose money, it hurts. But it's a lot of it has to do with just like you want to fight, you want to be in it, you want to battle, and you want to feel like you have you want to feel like you have an equal chance to win. You want to feel like you're gonna win. You know, you want to feel good about your play or whatever and all that stuff. And you just get none of that when you're losing. When you're losing, you just get none of that. You just feel like
exactly right.
You feel bad about every decision you make. You feel like you're gonna lose. You feel, you know, frustrated, defeated, whatever, and it's less enjoyable. And so I think that's the main thing is like for me at least lately has been trying to make sure I'm still enjoying myself when I play.
Yeah, I haven't read this yet. Billy said he was going to send me a link, and I forgot to ask him for it. I guess years ago he wrote a piece on variance or on downswings.
Yeah, I read it.
Those two. I haven't. Oh, you read it? Okay, I need to go find it. I guess he said it's like something I really need to read because like he really digs into every piece of it, you know, that you go through and stuff. So, yeah, it's no fun. But I fucking love poker.
Yeah,
I just love it. You know
I mean, I can't complain. I mean, I like it a lot too. I enjoy playing, and there's nothing I'd rather be doing every single day. So there you go. Can't complain if you're
and you got to look at I got to look at it that way sometimes, and that's what really keeps me balanced through it. Is I think I sit there sometimes. I'm literally thought this in the last month. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, let me think, you know, I can think of all the negatives. I'm in card debt. I'm this. I'm frustrated. I start to get cranky with the players. And then I think to myself, I play 2 or 3 times a week on the best poker platform there is. I'm lucky enough to own part of it, half of it, you know. And I play with a bunch of people that I really do like, most of them, not all of them. I don't like all the players I play with. I won't say who they are, but I like most of them, and some of them become good friends. And then I think to myself, I'm so lucky that I'm able to do this. I'm so lucky to be able to be in my position, like semi-retired, just running the stream as a passion project and playing poker and competing. And so when I put that into perspective, and then, you know, I realize that at this point I'm still healthy, you know, I have family, like it helps me. But man, when again though, like not long after, when you're just getting destroyed, like you have to really try to get back there too in that mind frame, because it's tough.
I mean, like the perspective thing is a nice, you know, comment. I also have had that same thing where it's like I think about like it's easy to be frustrated or whatever and disenchanted with it, but then you take a step back and I think to myself, you know, it's pretty cool. I play on the biggest stream every week, like, you know, it's the best games, the most, you know, action, the most fun people, like most cool people, like all it's the best it could possibly be. So it's hard to like it's hard to stay negative when you think about it in that picture, in that light.
Yeah. And I could tell it's so apparent when you and Charles and the professor and Mars and like some of the other people and you guys all get together, like you guys are really having fun. Like you guys really like each other's company too. And that's kind of cool. Like not everyone has that. Like, I'll tell you what, Nick, you know, it might be a little different for you because you'll go, did we lose Nick? I think we lost him. Brent?
Yeah. He disconnected or something. So.
All right, I'm back. You're back, Nikki. We're not even going to edit that. I don't know what happened.
Sorry, disconnected randomly.
Don't worry. Yeah, it's cool. I was just going to say, what was I saying?
We were just talking about like really enjoying the people we play with, like Charles Professor and them.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can say something fun about that. Like, you know, it's crazy. Like me, Charles, the Professor in particular, like three of us, like we play a ton together. We get along really well. Like, I mean, me and Charles were at a game a couple days ago in LA, and then like the game ends, and we both Ubered there. And I'm like, I asked him like, did you drive? He's like, no, I Ubered. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call a car. He's like, no, we'll just Uber together. Like, he's like, I'll just add a stop and stuff, and it's like out of his way. And he's like, well, we can just chat. It's fun. And like we enjoyed chatting, and like we just shared an Uber back and stuff like that. Like you have when you have good friends and stuff, like it makes it a lot more enjoyable. Like I
wasn't
always
leaving for Vegas in an hour or two, I would impose on your dinner plans. They sound fun. But what I was gonna say is it might be different for you because you like home games, and I know when you're not playing at the streams and different things, you'll play at different games or private games. For me, I really don't enjoy that. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying though is if I'm not playing on my stream, and I even like this weekend, I'll go to Vegas. Now I'll have a good time. I'm gonna hopefully hang out with MJ and Christian if he's in town, and this guy Matt Boyd, who's a friend of mine, and so we'll have fun. We'll go to dinner. I'll play at the Bellagio or the Wynn. It'll be fun because I love poker. But I will tell you this: when you're playing in these games at the casino, and you realize what these games are, and nobody's talking, nobody knows each other really, they're not really that fun, they're not really good. Like that's when I go, oh my God, like what would I do without my stream? Because I love poker, I'm still gonna play, but this is what I would have. And it scares me because like it's hard to go back, because I used to do that. I used to go to the Commerce and play and whatever, but that was like all I knew, and it was whatever. Now this is so great because of the camaraderie and the people and the action, and so like we're spoiled, bro. Like that's why
I think about that same thing. Like I remember when I used to just go to the bike, and like I would open Poker Atlas when I was 30 minutes away and put my name on the list. And
yeah, exactly, same.
That was it. Like that was the poker experience, and that was it, you know. And didn't like, you know, you'd hope that maybe your friends at your table, or you knew someone, or there'd be someone else you could chat with, or something. And if not, like, okay, it's going to be just a quiet time, and you're just going to play poker, and that's that. But you know, so like when you think back on that, it's crazy the difference in the experience now. Like now I would never like ever play in the game that I played back then, and nothing to do with stakes, just like in the environment, like where no one's talking, and people are just like there to play poker. Like I don't think any game I ever go to really, everyone's just there for poker. Like everyone's always there for poker, but also for just the social, like of chatting and being together and like dicking around and gambling.
I don't even know. I can't do it without it now, because I'm like that. I love to talk and banter. I haven't been doing as much of that the last few weeks just because I'm so cranky. But generally speaking, I never shut the fuck up. And I love talking and playing and, you know, giving the stupid speeches and all that shit. So,
yeah, I think that's like one thing that also is funny, like for both of us, is I think we're both much more chatty when we feel confident and good and everything. And like lately, like I haven't been super chatty on stream either, just because I like haven't not
until like last night, and maybe the session before when you were winning a little bit, you were like really laughing it up last night, having fun. But the weeks before that, no, dude, you've been a different guy. You could tell you're sitting there and cranky.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, no, cranky is the right word. I mean, it's and I guess last night's, luckily my favorite players are there. So when Charles and Professor are there, like I always have a good time, and it's kind of like, I don't know. It really matters who's there. Like it's not like there's ever people like I just dislike, or it's not like the streams where I ever have people that like I hate or whatever on them, like the ones that we play. But there are people obviously that you just are better friends with, that you get along with better, that you know better. And so like when your people are there, like when Sean plays, I always have a good time, because you know, like that's my guy. So it does kind of make a difference. And so last night, like, just like from the moment Professor like got, like, you know, the moment Professor got in the building, I was just like laughing, like it's just like it's Professor, you know. And like Charles is the best. Like Charles is the only one who just comes in there and just battles everyone and swings and smiles the whole time.
He's crazy.
Plays super fucking fast and gives super action. Like no one like Charles.
He's the best, and literally the nicest guy that I little that I know about him. You guys are close.
Yeah, I mean, super nice, super humble. Like,
Yeah, he's
He's
really,
a very
really
smart
good
guy, and like he doesn't ever like brag about his success or anything. He's just happy
No,
to
and he
play.
takes the
That's
losses like a champ too.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
people don't know this, but like Charles has been getting whacked the last week and a half, like whacked.
Week and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like whacked. And we're playing big games. Like he was playing like some 1,000, 2,000 PLO in Vegas, and like you run bad, you can lose a lot of buy-ins, and you know these are big games. But you wouldn't know it. Like he still shows up, still smiling, still happy to be there, still shakes everyone's hand. Like
Yeah.
it's very, very impressive to see.
Speaking of PLO, do you enjoy PLO more now than
Yeah.
Hold'em? You do.
Well,
Wow, bro.
I still like Hold'em. So my favorite form of poker is Hold'em shorthanded, like deep stack shorthanded. Like if we can play 3 to 5 handed deep stack, I would play that till I drop dead. Like that's the best. Like we'll just battle till we die. Like that is my favorite. Now, not if I had to pick right now between like ring Hold'em and ring PLO, I mean I might pick PLO, but that's just because like I guess lately like part of it has to do with like the Hold'em just hasn't been going well, so then I play a bunch of PLO, and not that the PLO's gone that well, but like PLO's fun, you know. And
Yeah.
that's kind of part of it. But the one thing the one game that's come really popular lately is double board bomb pots. I don't know if
Yeah, no, we play them now too in our games, or in the Thursday game.
yeah. So like there's like I play games that are just all double board bomb pots. Like
Oh my god, they're so crazy.
They're so crazy. They're so bloody. They're so fucking fun. I mean, they're so insane to watch, and to like just watching the hands go down is crazy, let alone being a part of them. And yeah, that's one like variant that I love, and I think it's so much fun.
Now, so tell me this, and I don't want it to change because it's so good for the stream and it's so fun to watch, but like you feel comfortable like just having like buying in for 50 and just almost shoving every hand? Like it's not like it's every hand, but like honest to God, like it's like 50 shove, 50 shove. Like you like that.
Yeah, it's gamble. It's fun.
I know. It's flipping.
Yeah. it's a lot of these games, like people don't realize this, but like when you play like the biggest stakes or whatever with really successful people, like the goals of the games are to lower the edges of the better players. Like the goal is that like everyone has a fairer shot, and it's more about like gambling than it is about skill. Like that's kind of the goal. Like the goal is to make it a casino game where there's no rate kind of thing. And so like that's the goal. So like when we have these PLO games, like first of all, the reason that people play PLO now a lot, especially in the big games, is because PLO, like the edges are smaller. And then like now you make it a shorter buy-in. Okay, the edge is smaller. You make it like a big blind. The edge is smaller. Like you make a big ante. The edge is smaller. And so it comes more and more like, as you said, flipping, and less like a super skill game. But that's by design. And like if you have to embrace that. It's like if you go to like one of our PLO games and you're like, I'm gonna play solid and I'm not gonna be all in every hand and like whatever, like you're just gonna lose. Like you're just gonna get ante to death. Like some of the games are like 500, 1,000 ante, 2,000 straddle. Okay, that's $4,500 a round. Like you buy in for 100K, you play for 12 hours, you have 0K if you haven't played hands. Like you literally would have $0 in front of you.
Right. Interesting. Well, fun ride. I'm gonna let you go only because I probably gotta eat this sandwich to my left that I'm dying to eat, and then I gotta get on a plane. Enjoy your dinner tonight. Sounds like a good time. Thank you for grinding back up to do this interview. I know you're tired. We got a lot more fun ahead of us. Thank you for your loyalty to the show. We appreciate you, and that's it.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
This is the Nik Vertucci Show. I am Nik Vertucci, and for Nik Airball Arcot, and V out.